day 5, what's going on? So let's clean it up first so that it actually prints the answer. Okay, for part 1 and part 2. Okay, so let's see. So we're using MD5. So Python has this nice MD5 library, which you can see there's a simple way to get a hex. Well, you could use hex digest instead of digest to get a hex string out of a string. So we are supposed to repeatedly generate MD5 hashes, starting like with door ID 0, door ID 1, door ID 2, etc. And then we are looking for hashes with 5 zeros. And in part 1, the 6th character is then the index of the hash. It's then the next character in the password. So we find 8 hashes with 5 zeros, and we generate the answer. And in part 2, the 6th character of the hash is an index 0 to 7, and we fill in the password that way until we. And if we've already seen an index or it's not a valid index, then we skip it. So what's going on here? So for if when it's 1, it's less than 8. Okay, so if we find a hash with 5 zeros, add it to the part 1 answer, and if it's a valid position, then record it for part 2, and then store that we've already seen this position so that we don't need to look at it again. Once we've filled in everything for part 2 and gotten everything for part 1, we're done, and increment the index, and then print the answer for both parts. So let's see if it's actually. Let's see. This has to be a string. Copy. Okay, so while that's running, let's just take a look at what we're doing. Okay, so write down the door ID and then keep track of this index, which is going to be the thing we increment, part 1 answer, part 2 positions we haven't seen yet, and the sort of things that we filled into those positions. And we can hash the door ID, and then until we're done, make a copy of the current hash, update it with the index, grab the hex digest. If that starts with 5 zeros, then add it to part 1, and if it's a position that we haven't seen yet in part 2, add it to part 2, and if we're done with both parts, then we're done, and increment the index, and then just print the 2 answers. So, but I have some silly typo. Yes. Okay. So my solution here is a little slow, just because it has to compute, well, I don't know, a lot of hashes. But I think this is basically optimal solution. Is there anything else to say while we're waiting for this to finish? Not really.